Hello everyone, welcome to my video again. In these videos, I would like to share my opinions on the Ryobi Cordless Chemical Fogger Mister that I have been using for the past 3 months. First of all, for as much time that we spend outside, having bugs around, mosquitoes, uh, definitely is not something we're looking for. So we always looking for the way how the most efficient way how to get rid of bugs and mosquitoes, so that ways we can keep our backyard basically bugs free. So I've been looking forward for any type of equipment in the affordable range uh, to give me the most efficient way to uh, apply the treatment. So I using from sprayers, hand sprayers, battery operated sprayers. However, from the sprayer standpoint, is a little bit slower, take a little bit more time from my standpoint. So I'm looking for something more efficient, which I found this Ryobi unit here that, in my opinion, is performed in the better way. Basically, this one's come with a 18 battery, 18 volt battery, 2 amps, and it's super compact here, and I love the ideas of this unit, how they put it together, um, and the cost efficient as well. So as we go through the COVID period right now, this item become pretty hot where you might or might not be able to find one in your areas. In order for me to get one, I pretty much looking everywhere, and I have it shipped to me, and it takes a little bit more effort to obtain one. However, I'm lucky enough to get one and been using it for the past 3 months. So the way this unit operating is basically is a combination of the leaf blowers and the sprayers. So what it does is it spray out the fine mist at the nozzle at the front here, combining with a blower that blowing the air out, so that ways all the mist can spread out evenly. So in my case, where I found it pretty easy to apply in the bushy areas or trees where we have a better coverage compared to the sprayers. So definitely it's worked really well. So when we operating, basically the mist gonna spray out from the nozzle here. If you put the hand in front of it, it's gonna get wet in a little bit, right? Because that's the purpose of it's not truly a fogger, but it's more like a mister. So if you really think fogger at the smoke coming out, it's not that way. It's just a fine mist that being sprayed out here with the blowers that blow that mist wherever the target that you need to blow. A few things I would like to share is the way this operated is a little bit different from the sprayer. So the sprayer basically, especially the battery operated, it has the pump inside where it's gonna pump the liquid and spray out the liquids. This unit, it operates in the opposite way, which is inside of this unit here, it has an air pump where it's pump air into this reservoir or the chemical tank down here, create the pressure where the liquid gonna be pushed out to the nozzles, and on top of that the fan in the back here gonna blow to get all the mist out of the way. So one thing that it could be a common issues if we are not paying attention is this air tank needs to be airtight in order for it to work efficiently. So therefore the cap here, inside here, here's the rubber O-rings, and in order for it to work perfectly, we need to tie the cap into the reservoir tank tightly enough to create the air seal, so that way the pressure can be built up inside the tank, right? That is the one thing that I noticed. At first I didn't read through the manuals, or at the first time I didn't tie this one all the way in, therefore I don't have a lot of mist coming out from the nozzle. But that is the one common issue that If we don't pay attention, we might not get the unit work the way it's supposed to. Secondly, for the chemical that we're gonna be using inside here, since inside it has a filter inside just to prevent any debris going to the line and got clogged in there. So there's a filter inside where this unit gonna work best with any water-based solutions. Thin, basically anything thin liquids, right? Anything that eventually over time will clump up, it will clog the filter. Or if you use an oil base, it might not work as expected. So be mindful about the type of chemicals or liquid that you're gonna put in this unit. So for me, this basically everything I need for a home use. There are many other versions out there, like commercialized products where it's gonna be costing between $400 or $500 to a few $1,000s. For my purpose as a home user, I probably don't want to spend that amount of money. I mean, it's great if someone has that type of money sit on the side and want to invest in those type of equipment. Definitely is working well for them as well. But for my purpose, just a home use, I think for $99 plus tax on this unit work perfectly well. I love the ideas of this one. I love the concept behind the fact that they put this type of unit together. A lot of other people also use this unit to disinfect the bacteria, viruses, depends on the situation where they're in, and that work well for those as well. So I'm gonna do some demonstration here of how it works. Simply just put in the type of chemicals that you wish to use. Again, I do mention that it should work well with the water base only, right? If you decide to go with any other type of chemical, be mindful that the filter in here might be clogged. So once we got the battery charged up, plug it in here, simply to pull the trigger here. Once the trigger pull, the air pump gonna pump the air into this tank here, create the pressure, push out the mist at the nozzle, and the blower is gonna blow it. So just for that, I'm gonna do a small demonstration here so you can see the amount of mist come out. Yeah, this basically how that works, and for the demonstration purposes, I just put the water in this tank. Right now we don't have any chemical for just a demonstration. So you just see the water basically spray out, and if we put the hand in front of it, it pretty much the water dripping down from my hand here. So that basically how it works. And how loud is this unit gonna be? So if you own any types of like air pump for your tire, like the small version that you can plug into the cigarette outlet, that's gonna be the same loudness of because the main noise is coming out from the air pump, not the machine itself. Because from the blower standpoint, I don't think the motor is gonna make a lot of noise, but it's more of the air pump that pump the air in here that create all those noises. So let me just switch out to a chemical in here, and I will spray a little your here so you can see how it works. So that was a short demos on how the unit operating. So this unit per instruction or manuals, they claim that this shoot out the misters of fog up to 15 feet. In my case, I think on the calm day, uh, 10 feet is possible, 10 to 12 feet possible. It really depends, because sometimes you have a strong wind and yeah, definitely it's blowing away before it can reach the target. But as you already see, it extremely efficient when you are applying chemical to like bushy area, bushes, trees, scrubs, stuff like that. It's gonna be much more efficient and faster in the way. In terms of barrel life on this one, they claim that it's covered up to 10,000 square feet per charge. In my case, I'd be able to constantly spraying for or fogging for 10-15 minutes and on the moderate use. So between 10-15 minutes of continue on using, definitely I'd be able to cover both of my yards, given that my yard a little bit smaller. But definitely it's well worth the money that we invested in the machine. One other thing that I would like to mention also, since this tank here is the half-gallon tank and it's got the max fill line here, you should not fill over this line, because the reason why is inside, as I mentioned earlier, the air pump gonna pump air into this tank to create a pressure, and when it's pumping in, basically is also is irrigate the liquid in here, so that make the liquid is more easier to becomes a mist when it spray out the nozzle. So if you feel it above this line, what happened is when you trigger pull the trigger here, rather it's gonna shoot out a stream of liquid than mist. So you should not feel it above this line. That's one thing. The second thing gonna be, when you operate with this unit, the recommendation is not to point it downward from the the front. The reason for it is both of the air lines and the suction lines in here toward the back. So when you tilt it to the front, if you still have the full tank, it's still working fine. But when you are running low on the chemicals, and nothing gonna come out of the nozzle, because it's nothing but air. So therefore, try to operate this one at the level, so that way you're gonna have the liquid come out or the mist come out evenly. That is few thing I wanna mention. Other than that, definitely is something great to have in our house, and we love every bit of it. Because of this unit, we have been enjoying the last 3 months of summertime pretty much bug free and any type of insects. So kudos to Ryobi with this product, given that $99 price is really reasonable for the amount of effort, the engineering, the design, and the functionality that they put in this one. Thank you for watching my video.